Welcome to the very first episode of Better Dig 2, a husband and wife horror podcast bringing our couch conversations to the masses. We'll be covering movies, books, Halloween horror nights, and more. Expect laughs, debates, and plenty of hot takes as we dig into all things spooky. I'm your host, Maddie.
And I'm your host, Shrade. Before we get into what we are, I think we should put a little background. Who are we as Better Dig 2? Our story started all the way back in 2011 when we were in high school. Found each other, fell madly in love, got married in 2014. And here we are today. Me, the individual, my horror credentials, I've been an avid, lifelong horror fan. My very first experience with horror that I can remember was sitting on the couch with my mom on I think it was the day of Halloween or the day before Halloween, in my Green Power Ranger suit, watching Creature of the Black Lagoon.
And I became a fan of horror more after we got together. Didn't really have anybody to watch horror with growing up, so I wasn't as exposed to it. So I definitely had to catch up. But after I think one of the first movies I remember really watching was Insidious.
Yeah.
With you, and that's where it kind of went. And then, as my love for horror grew and we continued on, we got to experience our very first Halloween Horror Nights in 2021. And it was supposed to be just a one-time trip. We loved it so much that we have not missed a year since.
And we don't plan to.
And we don't really plan to.
That is our yearly pilgrimage, yearly vacation, where we go with a very large group of our friends and have an absolute blast.
Yes. So that is part of the reason why we decided to begin this podcast. But also, we love horror movies.
Mm-hmm.
And we are also really big nerds. So we started a horror movie rubric, and it was our way of grading the horror movies that we watch and just to spark more conversations about them. So that was kind of the foundational idea to this podcast. Just a way to talk more about those things we love.
Yeah, and have a yap over the greatest thing that we do most of the time.
Yeah. And also the podcast is just an excuse for us to do something else together.
Yeah, we're insufferable. Well, speaking of our horror movie rubric, let's get into what we're excited to see this year.
Yeah. So for this very first episode, we are just going to talk about all the things horror related that we are looking forward to for 2026. So, to start it off and talk about movies.
First movie, The Strangers Chapter 3. An incredible film series that I hope is going to be just as genuine as the first. The original Strangers were fantastic. These new iterations really touch on that horror, but bring in a different cinematic style.
Mm-hmm.
And so with Chapter 3, I hope that we get just more of that cringy fear and claustrophobia that it invokes.
Next one on our list is Whistle. This one is interesting. We had talked about it kind of gives the similar vibes to Tarot, which kind of fell flat for us, but we are hoping that Whistle, brings a little more.
Yeah, sorry. Bailey is fully panicking over there.
Bailey is our dog.
Yeah, you'll eventually see Bailey. Next up on the list is Mortuary Assistant. We played the game. Absolutely. Oh, hello, sister.
Lay down.
Mortuary Assistant. We loved the game and are very excited for the movie to come out, I hope it is just as terrifying and jaw-dropping as the game was for us to play.
Yeah, that one, when I saw the trailer, I thought it was a fan made. But when I found out they were actually making it into a movie, I was excited. Gives that really good like paranoia,
Mm-hmm.
seeing things out of the corner of your eye. When you look, they're not there. So I like it, based off the video game, like we said. So that's one I'm looking forward to.
I'm also going to steal this next one
Yeah.
because Evil Dead is my thing. I absolutely love it. I remember introducing you to the first one. The last one, Dead Rise, was phenomenal, and so just gross in the good way that
Mhm.
Evil Dead is supposed to. So I'm really excited for Burn and the alleged Bruce Campbell return.
Yes, I did hear about that. So next one is Werewolf. So this one is it's like Nosferatu 2.0 kind of.
But it has Willem Dafoe.
It has Willem Dafoe, which so did Nosferatu.
Oh yeah, that's right, because it's the same.
It's like
yeah,
it's
the
Robert
same.
Eggers, same director. It's a lot of the same cast, but whereas Nosferatu kind of feels more Victorian,
Yeah,
like
Victorian
higher
Gothic.
society,
Mhm.
yeah, like gothic horror. Werewolf is more like medieval.
I hope that we get like the werewolf lore, that it is this brutal, dark take instead of this like, strangely romantic, gothic atmosphere. Hello, Bailey. And I am hoping that he's a bit of a scientist in this
yeah,
one.
a bit of a scientist himself. Yes. Okay, next on our list, we kind of clumped a few together. The Mummy, The Bride, Dracula, all the Universal monsters we love and support, even if, unfortunately, we have heard some not so great stuff coming out of test footage. But
Yeah.
there's always the hope
Oh, for sure.
that those test audiences help them change things before it's released fully. We will always support Universal Monsters because we are big, just overall Universal fans, but we are hoping that one day our boy Creature will get his time to shine again in the modern era.
Where are his flowers? Where's his HHN house? He's got great merch. Everywhere sells merch, but there's no representation in this era. And
Yeah.
it is just absolutely disrespect.
Really, there's been so much demand for it
Yeah.
over the last couple of years. And we keep getting reiterations of all the others, but no Creature yet. I'm hoping that just means that they are taking their time with it. They're not going to rush it because there are, parts of it that are harder. The whole obvious underwater aspect of it.
Mm-hmm.
So instead of them rushing it and it being really bad.
We got a second Anaconda before we could get another Creature of the Black Lagoon.
That is true. Which, that was not a bad movie. It was funny.
No, it was great.
It was
Paul Rudd,
much
Jack
better
Black,
than I expected.
fantastic. Next up on the list, though, Flowervale Street. Dinosaurs. I mean, giant nerds. I have loved Jurassic Park. I am excited for Primitive Warfare. I need to catch up on that. But Flowervale Street, you take a suburban 1980s home. This little, white blue collar family shows up in one of the Jurassic or Paleo era or something along those lines, and they have to figure out how to get home. And I am so excited. And it might not be classified as horror for you, but dinosaurs are scary, okay?
Well, I think it is. Like, if you do dinosaurs right, like, that's terrifying.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, there is that one game that is Jurassic something, and at parts of it, you're in, like, residential. You're just, like, in your house. And I don't know if it's mods or if it's part of the game, but they do the ringtone from
We need to play that.
Jurassic Park 3. I watch the TikToks of it and it like I jump so hard sometimes.
We got to get on that.
It's definitely spooky.
Okay.
Okay. Next one on our list is Iron Lung. So this is the Markiplier movie, directed, stars in.
Mhm.
I think they said he like fully funded it.
Yep. Fully funded.
So this is also one that is based off of a video game. I've not played it. Did you ever play Iron Lung?
No, I was never into the Iron Lung scene, but the lore is just incredible.
Yeah. So Iron Lung is actually going to be our very first movie review. So that will be next episode. So that's something to look forward to. But from what we've heard, it sounds like it's going to be good.
Yeah. The most blood or fake blood, excuse me,
Yeah.
ever used in film.
Which is crazy. And didn't he like get pneumonia or something?
He was
Or
just
hospitalized?
yeah, he got hospitalized for an exposure. I can't remember if it was like ingesting it by accident or aspirating it, or it got into his eyes and really
Suffering
irritated
for his
him.
art.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, suffering for his art. No, but I am excited. We are gonna, after we finish this pilot episode recording, we are actually headed to go watch it.
Yeah.
Next up on our list is a hot take in our household. Terrifier 4. I am relatively excited for it. I hope that we are not going to base it around another holiday. If I have to see like a Peter Rabbit, Easter Bunny Terrifier, I don't
Arbor
really...
Day Terrifier.
Now,
Yeah.
that would be cool. You have an axe.
But you got to remember, we are in our, country's 250th birthday. So if they base it around 4th of July.
Oh, God, that'd be... You know what? Give me that. Give me, like, Art walks into the back of like somebody's grandparents' barbecue.
Instead of Santa, he's like Uncle Sam or something.
Oh, yeah, okay. You know what?
Like,
I'm in.
that would be okay. Like, I would be more apt to watching it because the hot take is that I'm not a Terrifier fan. It's just... We actually looked back at our rubric the other day where we were scoring the original Terrifier, and I scored it so low. I didn't like it. It's just, it revolves too much around the dumb girl trope, and I'm just not about it.
I'm fine with it. I think, not to be sexist here, but Scream Queens are a thing for a reason, and they play a huge part in a lot of the earlier media. Now we're getting to see some cooler stuff that revolves around the female form. And
yes, but there is difference between Scream Queens and just dumb girl, let's run right into the danger and immediately die.
Fair. And I think a good middle ground is Midsommar. Florence Pugh's character in Midsommar does a good job of all of it.
Yeah.
Ignorant to the situation, but also being a Scream Queen at the same time.
Yeah. Okay, last one on our list here is Hokum. So that one is a horror author, and he travels to Ireland, I think.
I believe it's Ireland. If it's Scotland, we're so sorry.
One of them. He's in, I don't remember exactly, but I think it's either he's in a haunted, like wherever he's staying is haunted or something, but it's Adam Scott. I like him. So we're looking forward to that one. The concept art or the images that are out there.
Yeah, the
with
creature.
This,
or whatever the entity
is.
is.
Kind of Donnie Darko-ish with like the bunny
Yeah,
ears,
but goofy and fun, but
the
also
bulging eyes. It's kind of terrifying.
Absolutely. Bailey, you're not part of the podcast, honey. I'm sorry.
Okay, so speaking of horror authors, next list of things we are looking forward to in 2026 are horror books.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There's a couple of those. But you're the big reader in our household.
Yes, so I'll kick off our list of horror books that I'm looking forward to for 2026.
Okay.
So, very first one, There's not a title for it yet, but it is by my absolute favorite horror author, Grady Hendrix. I will read anything he puts out. I'm pretty sure I have all of his books, and I've read the majority of them. There's a couple I'm still waiting. I like to save them for spooky season because they just hit different, you know? So he has another book coming out this year. He teased it on his Instagram. Like I said, I have no idea what it's going to be about. I just know that I'm going to love it.
I hope it's How to Sell a Haunted House too.
Oh my God. They are making that one into a movie or a TV show.
Really?
Yep. So
That's
we'll
pretty
get to
sick.
see Pumpkin on the screen and all the dolls. And
Kind of wee wee.
that one is going to be definitely a little creepy.
Oh, yeah.
So, okay, next one I have here. I have not read this author. I don't even know if it's a debut or not. Don't know anything, but the book is called Tradwife, and the concept just sounds, I'd say fun, but it's a lady who like made a deal with the devil to get pregnant. So, you know, if that's your
Who's it?
idea of fun.
Who's it by?
Saratoga Schaefer.
Oh, okay.
So, like I said, I don't know. I've never read this author, so and then I don't even know if it's a debut novel or not.
No, but it sounds Rosemary's Baby, and I'm in.
Yeah. Okay. All right, next one. Another horror author that I really enjoy, and it's probably one of the more like, I don't know, gripping horror books. And we read this one together, but it's by Craig DeLuey. So we read Suffer the Children by him.
Yes.
And that one just so many times of just like, oh my God. Like, and it just poses the question of like, what would you do? It makes you think. So this one's called Yule Day Slaughter, and it's coming out in November, I believe. So it'll be
Christmas.
a nice, after spooky season is kind of dwindling down, something to kind of keep you through for the holidays.
I like it.
So.
Also, it sounds like I'm interested to see what Craig DeLuey does with this one as a more fun kind of title. Suffer the Children was so depressing from start.
Even going off the title of that one, like you knew it was going to be
rough.
And it was. So, but we would still recommend it. Okay. Last one I have on my list of books is Hunger by Joe Hill. So if you don't know, Joe Hill is the son of Stephen King.
Mm-hmm. He did Nosferatu, right? The Nosferatu.
Oh,
the
I think so. Yes. Like the cover was like a
license
car
plate
with a license plate. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I have read just a short story by him, The Ushers.
Okay.
And it was good. I enjoyed it. I think I just hadn't read anything by Joe Hill. Like we watched Black Phone. You know, Black Phone is Joe Hill. Like the book Black Phone is Joe Hill.
Yeah.
So we've seen Black Phone. We've not seen Black Phone 2 yet. And I enjoyed it. I thought it was good.
Yeah, The Grabber's fantastic. Ethan Hawke did a phenomenal job.
Yeah. But so, source material came from Joe Hill. So I have Stephen King is amazing. I mean, he's, nobody can argue that. But I just have an issue with I don't like open-ended or like questioning endings. And that's a lot of what his stuff is. So I'm not just the biggest fan of that. I like resolution. So I hadn't read any Joe Hill because I didn't know if he took after Dad in those aspects.
That's fair.
Or did he completely go off because he doesn't go by King, which I don't even know if that's his like legal name or anything. But I don't know. I had never read anything by him, but I did read The Ushers and I liked that. So I am looking forward to this new book by him this year called Hunger.
Okay. Next up, I've got 3 books on my list that I'm pretty excited about. And we touched on Grady Hendrix being your favorite author. My favorite horror author of all time is Nick Cutter. And he has a book called The Dorians coming out. I've read, I think, all but 2 of his books. and they're on my TBR. But the Dorians, it feels very much like The Troop, except you'll have like an older cast in it, and I'm super excited. Body
Yeah.
horror is one of my favorite aspects of horror, and I think it's such like the way he writes it and the way that you picture it in your mind is just it makes you really think and question how somebody could come up with something like that. But next up on my list is Nowhere Burning by Catriona Ward. I have not read anything else that she's done. I'm not even sure if this is like a debut. However, it seems like a summer camp meets orphans slaughter style, just off the description, and I think that's something that I can get into. Where like maybe it'll have like a little more supernatural vibe to it.
Okay. I
So-
like a summer camp book, movie, anything, so I'll probably read that one too.
Yeah, I think it'll be good. We met Tandem read that one.
Yeah.
The Caretaker by Marcus Klewer, Klewer. I hope I don't butcher that. Is a haunted house book. I think everybody needs to read a haunted house book at least once. But this is also like a bigger entity type situation. It sounds like it's more tied to the land than anything.
Ooh,
So it could be like a Wendigo style situation or like a demonic like ley line or something like that where the veil's pierced.
So I'm assuming
in.
it's based around like the caretaker of this estate or something. So it kind of feels like, what was it, second season of Hill House, which was
Bly Manor. Mhm.
which was based or like it was the caretakers.
Yeah, his family that,
Yeah.
that came in and yeah.
Which I think that one, but Hill House had the caretakers too, and they understood like what was going on with it.
Yeah, because they lived off the grounds.
Yeah.
So,
But then they needed to like pass in the house.
right.
So, okay. So those are the books we are looking forward to.
What do we want to jump to next?
Well, let's talk about TV shows because we don't have very many on this list. For 2026 that we know of that's coming out, but after what we just had in 2025,
Yeah.
I feel like it makes us more excited for the shift, I guess.
yes.
Maybe the horror TV shows we're gonna get more of that. And I like obviously I like you're getting more of it instead of just like a hour and a half, 2 hour horror movie.
Yes.
You're getting 6 to 8, maybe hour long episodes. And so the best one we had this year was Welcome to Derry. And if you haven't watched it, go watch it. It is so good. And it gave you that they did it week by week instead of just doing like dumping all the episodes. And so we got to watch an episode and then all week we talked about it. We theorized what was happening next episode. It was such a good experience. And, it's just something you don't get with movies unless it's a trilogy or there's going to be a sequel. But a lot of the times you don't know and there's so much time in between them. Whereas the TV show, we had a week to like theorize what was going to happen next week. And
Right.
it was great. So we're hoping that with the successes and then we just keep getting more horror TV shows that medium of horror is going to keep growing.
Yeah, and I think if anything is indicative of that, it Welcome to Derry.
Yeah.
The way that it was taken, the way that they stayed true to the source material and built upon Pennywise and the lore there and kind of give you this I won't spoil anything, but like a unique style that you find out at the very end. You're like, okay, this kind of changes the foundation of
just
the
kind
entire
of
series.
well, and it kind of filled in some gaps, gave a little extra information about that universe, and it expanded it too. Wouldn't you say? I guess maybe I just didn't know about all those connections, or was this them establishing those connections? I don't know. If you don't know what we're talking about, go watch it.
Yeah. Okay, we got to quit talking about how great that was.
I know.
What are we looking
So-
forward to this year? Number one for me, again, we talked about the body horror, is The Beauty. It is currently airing. I haven't started it yet. I kind of want to have like a weekend binge on it, and I'm hoping that it is The Substance.
Oh yeah, I didn't watch that one either, but I feel like it's very obviously it's modern topics.
Mm-hmm.
So, and it's like Ashton Kutcher's, he hasn't been in anything in a while, so it's kind of his
Return, almost.
Yeah, return. So, okay, I'll let you take the next one too.
Okay. Next one is Carrie. And if they do it in the Stephen Kingiverse and they do it the same way they did it, I think it could be really, really cool.
Like more of either a background or
give us more of a background. Even if they did it, they could even swap a couple of things around to make it fit, where you have like the day-to-day life of this, high school, obviously, where Carrie's being bullied.
Yeah, like a longer build up.
As long as they don't turn Carrie into the hero, if they don't Sabrina-fy it, I think I'm good. That's not a shot towards the new Sabrina. We loved that show. But I don't want like a dark Werewolf Academy or anything crazy like that. Just give me just like a girl getting bullied and then horrifically she's like coming into power and like...
Or they could go the other way and it's the events of the movies where it's like her using powers.
Yeah, okay. I could see that. She's in like a psych ward.
Yeah.
And then just loses it more, escapes, and then just terrorizes the whole town. Okay, you know what? Call us. We've got ideas.
The next one, I don't really know much about the Creep tapes.
Oh, okay. So Creep, fantastic, like found footage, follows a very unhinged guy who like hires a camera crew to follow him around.
Okay.
I won't spoil it because we will eventually watch it. It's really, really good. But just know that if it stays with Peach Fuzz, which I think is what it is doing, you will see you'll go from like innocent conversations to like a turn immediately that just goes super duper dark. And so if it's like that, where it's more found footage of that, I'm excited. I think it'd be good.
I like found footage. So that'll be interesting. Okay, the last one we have is Crystal Lake, and that is the one I am most excited for since they talked about it released the idea last year, announced it. Jason is my favorite horror icon.
Yeah.
I've not watched all the Jason movies, is probably why he's my favorite, because I've not watched the crappy ones.
Well, when he goes to space, you're going to love it.
No. I'm just going to stay in my little bubble of, him being terrifying to me. Because, like, that guy will run you down. Like,
and never run.
Yeah. I mean, he briskly walks.
Yeah, there's a brisk walk in there for sure. He's just gigantic.
Yeah, it's terrifying.
But does this follow Jason, or does this Jason's mother?
I actually don't know. I don't like getting too much into it because I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah.
Half the time, the info and the trailers and stuff, they spoil so much. So I try to just be surprised. Like Welcome to Derry. Gonna talk about it again.
Stop. We have to stop.
I didn't do any research on it, and so I was just like pleasantly surprised about everything.
Yeah.
Because you'll be like reading an article and it's all of a sudden spoiling the whole thing. So I go in not knowing much, but I leave being pleasantly surprised. So
fair.
But
you don't break your heart that way.
Yeah. Which, I mean, you think about Jason, the very first Friday the 13th was not Jason. So
yeah,
we didn't even get Jason till later. So I hope that, even if it starts out origins and then it goes into Jason.
Okay.
Fine too. So, but again, I love a good like summer camp themed horror. that feels like so classic to me.
Oh yeah, and like the iteration of slashers, like slashers have come in every media. You know, you've started with like Jason being a great example of that. He's in video games, movies,
Outer space.
outer space as well. He fights an android, gets a cool mask. But we're not gonna. He was featured last year at Halloween Horror Nights. It was a really really good house.
I was excited about that house when they finally confirmed it, and it was a good house.
It was. The mom was the best part, and I'll die on that hill. But we'll get into our last category, which is going to be video games.
Video games.
And as the more avid enjoyer of video games in our household, I'll take the first little bit. Everybody knows John Carpenter, the great director of The Thing, horror icon, body horror, fantastic. I like it a lot, okay? But he's got a game. It is called John Carpenter's Toxic Commando.
Okay, I haven't heard of this one.
It looks like it's a first-person shooter that is going to go through iterations of zombies and other creatures that you like have to survive wave after wave of. Yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. Next up is a game called Valor Mortis. It is very much Souls, Bloodborne, like that hard, gritty, slasher style, difficult as hell video game.
So something I'm not going to play.
No. You're going to look at me play it for about 5 minutes. You're going to hear me curse a screen after I die, and we'll start all over.
Yeah. What's the one that was like really hard? Dark Souls?
The one that you watched was Elden Ring.
Okay.
Yeah, and that one, yeah. Dark Souls, Elden Ring, hard games.
Yeah. Thank you.
But you just have to get good. So there's that. Next up on the list is a game that I'm really looking forward to called Blight Survival. It is a PvE, so player versus environment. It is like a Skyrim-esque where you are like medieval fighting against a blight, so zombies predominantly, other humans and creatures, and I think it's like 1 to 4 players.
Nice.
So the whole squad can join in and you just slay stuff Skyrim style.
Yeah, fun. So games that are more my speed that I'm actually looking forward to. First one is Grave Seasons, and when I first heard about this game, I was so excited, and I thought it was out because I was gonna go download it immediately and just like binge it. It's not. It's coming out this year. It doesn't have a release date posted yet, but it does say, I think it said first half of 2026. I'm really hoping because I'm really excited for this game. It sounds fun. Like I said, it's really more my speed. Kind of is serial killer whodunit meets Farmville.
Interesting. Okay.
So it's just a guy or your character, and you're like farming and taking care of your plants while you're also trying to solve a murder.
I am interested to watch you play it for a little bit. I don't know if it would hold my attention.
No, probably not.
But if it's for you, good for you.
And it says that the killer, it changes. It's someone in the community, and like every playthrough, it's a different person. So you're trying to like solve it, use clues while also taking care of your farm.
Well, good for you. What else are you looking forward to?
Next one is Subnautica 2, and I know we're both looking forward to this one because it is going to be multiplayer.
Yeah, we could mod Subnautica 1 and play it, but I am really excited for just a solo. We both start in the pod in the middle of the ocean, and then we got to dive around and figure it out.
Yeah, because we played a little bit of Subnautica 1.
I played it to completion.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah.
I watched you play some of it, and then we watched a lot of gameplay of it.
Yes, we did.
Just tossing it on in the background and watching it definitely gets really spooky. And it's the underwater and the, what's the term? Submechanophobia. So it's really good. It gets really spooky. And then you can go back to your base and just
chill out.
dilly dally around and fix things and upgrade, and then till you go dive back into the terrifying depths. So, looking forward to Subnautica 2 now that we can officially multiplayer it.
Okay. That concludes our portion of media that we're looking forward to. Now, before we get into our next segment, I have a question for you.
Okay.
Do you know what the first creature feature or monster on the silver screen would have been?
First silver screen monster. Ooh. I want to say Mummy, or I'm going to say Dracula, actually. I feel like Dracula feels like one of the first silver screen monsters, like creature feature.
You are not super far off. So Dracula came out in 1931. Mummy came out in 1932. So you did good on getting the orientation of those two. However, the earliest example was in 1915. It is a German silent film called The Golem.
The Golem.
It has been credited as the earliest creature featured film. It was out before Universal, so I think it was also called Der Golem.
Der Golem.
I have not checked it out. I don't know if I could, but
yeah,
just an interesting, fun little fact for you.
So, but Dracula is the first Universal monster.
Yeah.
Where does King Kong fall?
King Kong is a kaiju movie.
So it's different than a monster. It's one of those gray areas, I feel like. Like, it's definitely a monster in some eyes, but...
well, listen.
If we're talking about...
It is a creature...
Supernatural versus...
It's a creature feature. You do get that. It is the first American kaiju, which is what a very good friend of mine says every time we talk about it. I'm a Godzilla fan. He's a King Kong fan. We're just never going to see eye to eye on that. But I'm not going to spend too much time on that.
Okay. So we went through all of the media that we're looking forward to in 2026. So now on to the it's almost like our end of the year. It's like, instead of you have a calendar year and then you have a fiscal year. It's like we have a horror year.
Yep.
That culminates at the end of October every year. That's where our year starts. So we always like to end our horror year with HHN now. So, but this year, excitingly enough, we get a little something to hold us over.
It's a little sweet treat.
A little sweet treat to get us through the year before we go to Orlando and back to HHN. This year, for the very first time, we are going to go to Horror Unleashed in Las Vegas. It'll be our very first trip to Las Vegas.
Yes, we're very lame. Like you said, we're nerds first.
We go to Orlando.
Yeah.
So we're excited for that. We're going in May. So it'll be fun because that's like right before spec season starts for HHN. So it's going to be a great kickoff. Just fuel our excitement for the big full HHN going through Horror Unleashed. Now, I know it's not been getting some great reviews. I feel like it's just a market they're trying to get into, and it's going to maybe take a little bit to really kind of establish themselves. And in that whole area of Vegas, it's like new and developing. So maybe they're just not getting a lot of traffic, but I know they've already bought another location in Chicago to do another Horror Unleashed there. So I haven't heard anything about development of it. I feel like they're waiting to see how Vegas does.
Right.
But we're for anything that grows horror. And just horror in general.
Bring new people into it. Having a year-round haunt that you can go to.
Yes.
There are some other locations that are year-round haunts, but this is the first big, ambitious one that I'm fully aware of.
Well, and just the scale and quality of Universal. You know,
Yeah.
you can have a year-round haunt that's local, and I'm not saying any of them are bad or lesser because they are a local haunt, but it's hard to compete with Universal
Oh, 100%.
and just, I mean, their money and what they can do and their what they have, you know, Universal Monsters. You're not going to see those anywhere else.
You're not going to see a
So
creature house either.
hopefully, don't never say never.
That's fair. That's fair.
So, Horror Unleashed, there's 4 houses currently, and they've been there since it opened last year.
Okay.
And as far as we know, they haven't announced any changes that are going to be made to it before we go in May.
There are rumors
Mm,
that are coming out
Okay.
that they might be pulling the Exorcist house
Oh, okay.
and might be pulling Texas Chainsaw.
Oh, okay. I kind of figured because it opened in August. And so I kind of figured that they would at least go a year before they
Mhm.
changed anything just because of what it takes. I mean, I understand like at Hollywood and Orlando, they build those houses just for, 2 months.
Yes.
Whereas these have, lasted a year or, somewhere around there. They've definitely gone on longer than the normal couple of months that HHN goes. But as far as I know, or from what I've heard, maybe they are going to replace Exorcist or Texas Chainsaw, but I wouldn't be super sad about Exorcist. I did enjoy the house in Orlando.
It was a great house.
It had great details. It came out before the movie, which I don't think it was originally planned because the movie got delayed a little bit.
It got pushed back.
But we didn't watch the movie yet, but it didn't feel like it really spoiled anything. And that house had great details.
It was gross. The house
Yeah.
was gross.
It-
in the best way possible.
It had some smells. Yeah. My favorite was the glowing floor,
Glowing
which
floor
like we
was cool.
didn't notice until like a second or maybe even a third walkthrough, which is one of my favorite things about HHN houses is just the attention to detail,
Oh,
which
yeah. And
is what I'm looking forward to at Horror Unleashed, is just getting that detail that we are so used to
Mhm.
with anything Universal Halloween Horror Nights related. So Exorcist, optimistic about it. You mentioned Texas Chainsaw. That one I do hope is still there
Me too.
in May because we got to see Texas Chainsaw in Orlando in 2021. I don't remember much about it though, but that was our very first year and it was like we were bombarded.
Yeah,
with
that was
so much.
It was an overload.
Yeah. But we did get to see it. We've been to Hollywood once in 2024. And the Texas Chainsaw House at Hollywood, I thought was fantastic.
Oh yeah.
Like the scare actors, the smells.
The slaughterhouse.
Yeah, like
Ugh.
the way when you walked in and it was exactly like you were the animals walking through the slaughterhouse. I
Mhm.
really thought that was a cool concept instead of just, unfortunately, like Hollywood is a lot of just hallways. So the Hollywood Texas Chainsaw House in 2024 was great. So I'm hoping like we see it would be something similar because I would love, even if it was, I don't even care if it was even the exact same house. I'd love to go through it again.
Yeah, I think it would be cool. The claustrophobia that Texas Chainsaw somehow creates, in a confined space, a guy with a chainsaw is terrifying. But speaking of houses that were in previous years that are also there, Scarecrow the Reaping.
Yes, I'm excited for that one.
I am too. We've seen Scarecrow scare zones, but we have not. We hadn't started going to HHN until after this year, which was unfortunate. But it has been.
And then they did Scarecrow. That's kind of more of a Hollywood house because they've done it a couple of times. So they did it last year, which was kind of a point of controversy because they were having it at Horror Unleashed in Vegas, and then they did it right there in Hollywood, like right, Vegas, Hollywood are right there next to each other. And they did it at Hollywood last year too. So, but we weren't there last year. So we've never seen a Scarecrow the Reaping House, which is touted as one of the more, I don't know, famous or just better houses that people talk about. So I'm excited to finally get to see some iteration of it as a house.
Oh yeah, and like the group that we're going with, one of the guys is absolutely terrified of Scarecrow.
Yeah.
So we're very 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 excited to see his reaction.
Having a scaredy cat in the group makes it so much more fun.
You need to thank those people for their service.
Yeah.
Let's see. We talked about the Scarecrow. We talked about Texas Chainsaw, but the one that I'm looking forward to the most is Universal Monsters.
Of course.
Almost every iteration of a Universal Monsters house that we've been through has been super duper solid. Hot take, the one in Hollywood that was the Van Helsing's daughter. That might be one of the worst houses I've ever walked through.
Yeah, it was not great.
But on Orlando's side, it was better. Had a little more action. Story was unique. But I'm excited to see, because I think this is more of a culmination or like a love letter to all of them.
Yeah.
And there is a nod to Creature, allegedly. Allegedly. I'm not going to say.
Like a poster on the wall in the house or something.
Yeah, something like that. It's like a statue like they did last year at the HHN's.
In the Scare Zone?
No, it wasn't the Scare Zone. It was the shop.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, inside the museum. It was one of the totems. So, maybe. Please.
I really hope, like, in, just all my hopes and dreams, they're just building up. They're just doing all these little bits here and there, building up to, like, something amazing. I hope it's not just pacifiers to keep all the Creature fans hoping or just a little bit, satiated. I hope that they're going to really do something great, whether that is at an HHN house or even the biggest rumor is a dark ride at Epic.
Yeah.
Which would be just awesome.
Creature's Riverboat Tour of Doom. I'm in.
I would like if they did it in the vein of how Jaws was.
Oh,
the ride, like coming out of the water and stuff.
Oh, 100%.
That would be so good. So hopefully, hoping, fingers crossed. So those are the 4 houses that are currently at Horror Unleashed. They do have the areas outside that would be basically the scare zones.
Yeah,
that's the roaming scare actors.
Yeah.
So we're gonna get Jack and Chance, which we've never seen Chance before because she wasn't at 2021, was she? I don't remember her.
I can't remember if she was or not.
I don't think so because that was that Legends Collide or no? Legends Collide was like a year or 2 later. Whatever the monsters. I mean, we got Jack. But I don't think.
I feel like Jack and Chance are a package deal. Like maybe we just missed it.
I just don't remember Chance being at 30.
Yeah,
so,
we were also HHN babies at that point.
Yeah, we didn't know all the lore and everything. So if we missed it, then that's on us. But so we get Jack again at Vegas officially. So.
Yeah, and like for me, so this is like the Scare Zone area, but there's going to be like food and drinks, bars, and like if you've never been to an event like that, themed food rules, themed drinks rule. That is, if there was a well with horror themed drinks and food to go with haunted attractions, I'd be in that well.
Well, and it's like if they're going to charge that much for those food and drinks, like. It better be good.
Oh, 100%.
Like, it better be themed. Like, that's why we're there. And if I'm going to choke down that price tag, then it better be good.
Right.
So, I am looking forward to the big bar that looks like a furnace, kind of.
Yeah, and it's got, like, steam billowing out above the top.
It reminds me of the bar, the Cantina at Star Wars
Oh,
at
Ogus.
Disney.
Yeah.
Oga's, yeah, with the big central piece. So it kind of reminds me of that, but spookier.
I'm
So
in.
looking forward to those. And again, just some HHN to hold us over, like a little mid-year dip our toes in it just to keep our excitement levels up for the big shebang
Mm-hmm.
later on. So like I was speaking about, officially we will see Jack in May.
Okay.
I'm hoping
Mm-hmm.
that we get to see him at HHN 35 this year.
Oh yeah, a big anniversary year.
Big anniversary. I mean, I'd say any anniversary year is a big year. 35 is, when it's 50 or 25, like those are big anniversary years. But any anniversary year when it
Yeah.
comes to HHN is a big year. So really looking forward to HHN this year being an anniversary year. And just the past couple of years, how we've seen it grow and get better just makes me even more excited for what they are going to do this year.
Yeah.
So, like we said, we saw Jack. Our very first year of HHN was HHN 30. So we got to start on an anniversary year, but now we didn't have any prior experience, but it was kind of a crappy anniversary year because we're still coming off COVID.
Plexiglass separated everything.
Yeah, all the scare actors were behind plexiglass in the houses. So that's how our HHN experience started. So obviously it could only go up from there.
Yeah, and it was good enough that we came back the next year. And
Yeah.
we still talk about year one.
Yeah.
Like, it was so good.
So I'm hoping that this anniversary year we get Jack again, even though he was the last anniversary year. But what I'm really, really hoping for is a Jack versus Oddfellow, because I loved Oddfellow. Oddfellow was my favorite year. It was so like cohesive throughout the event with the scare zones and then the couple of houses. It really felt fully immersive, and I thought that was such a fun storyline that they were enemies.
I think the best part is that you get enough lore that is sprinkled in, and then like if you really want to go collect your crumbs and go look for some more, you can find it. And
because we got the littlest bit of Jack in the Oddfellow house, like a shadow.
Yes.
And a little bit of that backstory, just barely. So I would love for this to be a Jack versus Oddfellow for the anniversary year.
That'd be cool. And then it's two icons that people just love.
Yes. Yes. So that's probably my number one like hope for HHN 35.
Okay.
We're only going to Orlando this year. We're not doing Hollywood. I don't know that, unless it's just something super spectacular about Hollywood. I don't know. We may go back at some point, but Orlando seriously has like become a second home for us. And we know it so well at this point. It really just feels like a second home. So really we're mostly going to just be talking about Orlando, because that's where we'll definitely be, but maybe another Hollywood in the future. Who knows?
There probably will be. Let's be realistic here.
Honest.
If we can get more HHN, we're going to get more HHN.
So, like I said, my number one hype for HHN 35, hype hope, is a Jack versus Oddfellow. We're not going to go over the current spec map because it's just the little Christmas teaser one, but going off of some of the current speculation for houses, my next most thing I'm excited for is a possible Sinner's house.
That would be cool.
I don't know if it's just absolute wishful thinking, hoping, or if it's just one of those kind of like Scream, like it's never gonna happen, but we're still gonna put rumors about it. But A Sinner's House would be so good because it would feel like Darkest Deal a little bit. Like Darkest Deal was
Oh,
such a good house, and
yeah.
it's real kind of similar in theming, but with it being obviously a different storyline and concepts. So instead of like demons, you got vampires. So I think A Sinner's House would be so good because obviously the movie was amazing. So
No, I think Smoke and Stack are going to be if they can make it happen.
yeah.
Plus, like just think of the music that they could do.
Oh, yes, it'd be
Like,
so good.
oh gosh,
Any houses, honestly, like thinking back, some of the houses that always stand out as our favorites, it's because they had such good audio, or music or soundtrack with them. And so I think that one it just really just kind of rounds out a house when you've got good music to go with it. But so those are the two houses or speculations that I'm super excited about. So what houses are you looking forward to at HHN 35?
well, if I can get it, Welcome to Derry,
Oh my gosh.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Like, I'm already in. Obviously, like we've already got everything planned. We're going.
They
But
a
oh my
Pennywise
gosh,
house would be
incredible.
super spooky.
Incredible. And like the way, like if you're down in the sewers for a section of it, or
Mhm.
even in a house, there's just so many angles that you could
Oh
play.
yeah.
And I mean, a frozen lake, like
Mhm.
give me that. Cold
Yeah.
Houses rule, by the way.
Yes.
Dead Man's Pier is the greatest house of all time, and I'll
Favorite
fight you
favorite house of all
if you say
time.
otherwise. No, so I'm looking forward to that, and there are a couple of like some rumors going around. I think it's such a big win if they can get it.
Yeah.
Just because I really do think it is like revitalizing horror,
Mhm.
and straight to streaming to your house where
Yeah.
you get like a full like feature length films
Mhm.
wrapped up in a season. I
Yep.
think it's so cool.
Yeah.
Next up, Hellraiser. I know you haven't watched Hellraiser,
Mhm.
but it is a very cool concept. There are some rumors running around. There are a couple of mask companies that HHN has used in the past
Mhm.
that just kind of tease that they had some Hellraiser stuff coming. It's body horror. It's gruesome.
yeah.
It's yucky. I'm in.
Yeah, for sure.
And then another thing that I'm like really hoping for, not so much like speculated, but I would love a Scary Tales.
Yeah.
Like another Scary Tales.
Well, because we've never
Got to experience it.
Yeah.
The closest was, oh gosh, what was the Scare Zone with the Conjure the Dark? It was very much that grim fairy
Yeah.
tales, witches,
Well,
bubbling
and so is it
cauldrons,
kind of
creatures.
similar to like Slaughter Cinema where it's almost like an anthology house?
Yeah, where you would have like different things. So like different creatures, different stories kind of being taken.
Okay.
I think that doing a like just a house in general that would kind of touch on fairy tales. Again,
Yeah.
huge fantasy nerd.
Oh, yeah.
Give me that.
Yeah.
And you can get
That'd be
brutal
good.
and gross and fairies that steal your bones, and I'm all about it. But those are the only houses that I'm not the only houses that I'm looking forward to, but the only ones that in my immediate are
Top
like,
your chart.
give me that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
for sure. So other than houses though, what I'm looking forward to, like I said, the changes that they've made in the last couple of years that have really, I feel like expanded the event and made it even better, especially last year. So they changed some of the layout and crowd control. And I know a lot of it had to do with the fact that Rip Ride Rocket was being demolished, and that
Right.
was a whole construction zone where some like multiple house entrances usually are, so they had to divert. But I think it worked out so well. And when we went later in October, like the second to last week, I think.
Yeah.
And it was, from what we had seen and heard, those nights that we were there were supposedly sold out. I don't know if that's true or not, but
It did not feel that way.
it didn't feel that way. There was still a ton of people there. I mean,
Oh yeah.
loads of people. But it was like the way that those houses were kind of pushed to the back. It was almost like in Hollywood where we had to trek all the way back to those like two houses. And it was like a long walk to get to them.
Yeah.
And so those 4 houses that were in the soundstage areas last year, and it kind of encapsulated you. You could just go to those 4, and then you had to kind of walk back in the park. And then now that they have the 2 new tents from like 2 years ago they were new, that you walk back past like Men in Black to
Yeah.
get to. That, even though I feel like in the past we had even longer walks to get to some of the tent houses, those 4 being pushed off at the sound stages and then those 2 new tents, it just kind of like, I don't know, it feels like it spreads it out more.
Yeah.
And it felt like it was such a good crowd control because
No, the flow was incredible.
walking through the scare zones was not as congested as it usually feels, but that could also be contributed to the fact that they had the Lagoon show back finally. They had the Mel's Zombies, which I loved. That was just such a fun little
gosh.
like interactive area where sometimes in the scare zones people are trying to like get the scare actors to interact with them, and in a lot of places they're not supposed to. Like they're just supposed to be doing their job. Whereas the Mel's area gave them that opportunity to interact with the scare actors. Like that's
Mhm.
what it was there for.
And some of the
So-
best footage we got was from
yes,
there.
it was just
so sweet.
fun. And then the extended scare zone for Cat Lady in Central
Incredible.
Park
Incredible.
with you had a little show there. You know, there was a lot of people eaters, I guess, is what you would say.
Yeah, people eaters indeed. And one of the biggest people eaters, in my opinion, goes with food.
Mm-hmm.
The Freddy Fazbear's overlay that they did for
Oh, yeah.
Louis,
Mm-hmm.
that thing was
fun.
packed.
Yeah, it was.
And the
every
food,
time.
surprisingly amazing.
Yeah, except for that freaking
cupcake.
cupcake.
Yeah, cupcake was bad.
It was like, oh, it's gonna be mascarpone filled, and we cut into it, and there was like one tiny little like, I not even
Dime?
dime size drop of mascarpone, and maybe we got a bad one, but I wasn't gonna go buy another one
Right.
just to see. I was not happy about that, but
Pizza spaghetti.
the pizza spaghetti, it sounds so stupid, and it was actually really good.
It is a
So,
carb nightmare, but it
Yeah.
was so good.
we don't count carbs at HHN.
No, we don't.
So-
But one of the things that I love as part of the Big Back Council is food. Food and drinks, of course. So my next 2 points are talking about that predominantly. Themed food makes the event,
Yep.
as we've said before. Fallout having Yum Yum deviled eggs, even though
Oh,
I could
gosh.
not bite into them because of the texture of a deviled egg and
It was
coconut and
like
mango.
my brain and my mouth trying to reconcile with each other the look of a deviled egg, but the taste, like it being sweet in a dessert, but still a very similar texture.
Mm-hmm.
It was hard, but it like if I just closed my eyes and eaten it, it would have probably been way better. But it was like my brain was just warring with itself. Like, no, this is a deviled egg. Why does it taste like this? It was crazy. But that's what we go for half the time. Like, we go for the houses, but we go for the food and the drinks. And so I
Mhm.
love the creative teams or the food teams. I love getting to see what they come up with every year.
Yeah, we have a spreadsheet of food that we want to try, and every night we make sure that we mark more and more of them
Yeah,
down.
because there's so much, and so we have to like prioritize because we're only there for 3 nights max, and so we have to make sure we prioritize our want to do, want to eat, want to drink list so that we can get what we want while we're there.
Yeah. I'm begging you, Universal. Last year was great. You want to know what would have made it better? Lacto cooler.
Lacto cooler.
Where was the Lacto
RIP.
cooler?
Right, lacto cooler.
I think the PB&J mixtape was a cool drink, but I don't see anybody drinking more than 2 of those in a night.
Yeah, they were
that-
rich.
You just can't sip on it like a delicious lacto
Yeah.
cooler. It is the perfect blend of I can sip it and chug it if I need to get into a house really quick.
Yep.
And it doesn't hurt. It does hurt the wallet. They're very expensive, but
Yep.
so
We
worth
did
it.
save a lot of money last year. With
We
the
did
Lacto
save a lot of
Cooler.
money with no lacto
But
cooler.
it just did not feel like HHN without a lacto cooler.
Yeah, but still a great time.
So, last thing I'm going to say about HHN that I'm looking forward to is the possibility of a new show in place of Nightmare Fuel.
Oh, that's right.
So, I know Nightmare Fuel is such a divisive topic. There are the people that are just die hard about it. And I feel like a lot of that is tied to the Fuel Girls.
Oh, yeah, because they're great.
Like, I mean, the athleticism and the performance, like, it's great. But that was what, the 4th year they've had it?
Yeah.
So we didn't even go watch it last year. We would have, but time-wise,
And people are crazy. Like, I'm not going to wait an hour and a half to go watch it.
go wait in line. It was just
And it's not that the
time-wise,
show's not worth that wait.
Yeah.
But sitting in you were packed in like sardines. There's nowhere for you to go. I'm 6'2". I don't have anywhere for my legs or
and
knees
hot
to go.
and sweaty and
yeah.
stinky people. It's
Yeah.
And so last year, so 2024, they did the circus. So the story changed, whereas the 2 years before were very similar stories.
Mhm.
So the first time we saw it, it was fine. I mean, it was good because it was all new to us. The next year, it was just tweaked a little. It was still very similar.
Mhm.
So it was just kind of seeing the same thing. Then 24, they changed to Nocturnal Circus.
Mhm.
I enjoyed that one. I thought it was great.
Oh, it was fantastic.
Which I love, like acrobatics and pyro and all that. So I enjoyed it. Then when we got there last year, we kind of heard it was very similar to the year before. So it did kind of drop on our priority list a little bit.
Mhm.
And we did end up just not having the time to spare to go wait in line to go watch it. So, but from what I heard, I guess maybe their contract might be up. Maybe they're not re-signing. I don't know. So it will be fun if it is a different show. Lots of people have been begging for like the Bill and Ted to come back. We never saw that. I don't know.
It could be good.
It
It's
could
just
be
something
good.
new.
And then there was another one, and was it like Beetlejuice's Graveyard Review or something?
Yes.
I think that would be fun, like a comedy like show. I don't know. I say that now, and it might completely feel like detached and not go with the whole flow of the event.
Right.
Which last year that was their whole kind of goal, was cohesion, and I do feel like they achieved that.
Oh, they 100%
with
did.
all the extended scare zones. It was like nowhere you could walk, you were not immersed. Whereas prior years, there were those empty dead zones. Because even like the chainsaw people in Simpsons Land, Death Eaters in Diagon Alley, there was really nowhere you went that you were not still experiencing HHN. So that I'm hoping that continues, because it really felt like you got so much more like value out of the event.
Yes.
And as they, continue to raise ticket prices, I feel like we need to see that.
See that reflected in
Ticket prices.
Yeah. Economy's hard.
Yeah.
It's expensive.
It is. So it's like you want to make sure you're getting the best bang for your buck. And I feel like last year was good. So I'm hoping that they continue those new improvements into this year, and it being an anniversary year. I'm super, super excited for it.
Me too. I can't wait to see what this year brings.
Yep.
I think that just about does it.
Yep. So
first off, thanks for listening to the pilot episode. If you've made it this far, these are all the things that we're really looking forward to in the year 2026 and beyond. So I hope you can dig in with us as we go through 2026 together. And with that, I think we are on the way out.
Yep. So if you enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and share so that you can join us along on this journey as we share our love of horror. We'll see you in the next episode. Until then,
Stay spooky.